Good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to AI Camp. My name is Michael. I'm one of the co-founders at AI Camp. I really want to welcome everyone to come to this information session about our AI summer camp. So first thing first, AI Camp is a very, very, very engaging community. So if you just joined, I would urge you, first of all, turn on your camera. Okay, turn on your camera. And second of all, unmute yourself. We're gonna have hundreds of people joining. So it's very difficult, right, to have a conversation with hundreds of people if they speak all, at the same time. Okay, all right. But we can still have a conversation in the chat. So thank you, Kyle, Sean, and Neil for making an example, typing good morning, right? Can you guys actually tell me, maybe just type in the chat, which part of the country or which country you come from, type in the city, state, and country, I guess. Yeah. Can you do that? I would love to see, some representation, in Canada, in West Coast, in East Coast. Yeah, typing the state and city, I guess. Yeah, state and city. Wow. Pleasant Hill, West Virginia, New Jersey, Canada. Do you guys see Canada? Yeah, Texas. Wow, Las Vegas, Washington, Arkansas, Florida. Wow, this is awesome. Welcome, everyone. Okay, well, so the interest of learning AI is here, but also today, we're gonna make it fun. Today is April Fool's Day. Do you guys realize that? We have to do something about it. We just can't resist. Okay, so here's a, but like we have to be careful, right? Not to go too overboard. Can you type in the chat? Do you think I'm an AI? I'm not a human being. I'm an AI. What do you think? Definitely. Okay, that's interesting. All right. So that's a good one. I think most of the people, saying I'm an AI, I can, make sure that you realize I'm not AI. I'm a human being. My name is Michael. I'm one of the founders at AI Camp. Okay, second question. Have you heard about ChatGPT? And do you think ChatGPT can help you to learn about Python, for example? Have you heard about it? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. No. Okay. Well, so for the sake of time, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you this. Okay. I'm going to show you this. Can you guys see my screen right now? Yes. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you can see it. Okay. You know what? If people are typing the chat, that's awesome. Okay. Because we want you to be more engaging. Okay. That's awesome. All right. Okay. So let's just say I want to learn how to make a website using Python. Okay. I would be like, can you, can type in? Yeah. Okay. Can you teach me how to use Python Flask? And use a simple example to illustrate. Where's my cursor? Okay, I'm just typing into this as if I have a teacher, right? How many people know about Flask? Probably not many. Okay, some of you do. But for the ones you don't, you can see, wow, this thing is writing a code, right? You have to install some software, and then you write this code, and this thing is trying to explain to you. See that? It's trying to explain to you. Okay. Wow, that's simple. Do you see that? It's literally like install a bunch of software, right? And then import, some stuff, and then creating an app, and then run this whole thing. Do you guys see that? Okay, show me, type in the chat, see if it's like, you know what, by reading this, I have some ideas and I think I can go with it. And I think I can, get a Python Flask backend going. Type in the chat, yes or no, right? Like if this is a good teacher or bad teacher, okay? Just good teacher or bad teacher. That's all that is. Wow. What do you think? Wait, hold on. Let me ask you. Is this free, ChatGPT? Is it free? You can thumbs up if it's free. Thumbs down if it's not free. Thumbs up. Most people are saying it's free. Okay. Do you think this teacher is very knowledgeable? Like, you know, you can ask anything and it's gonna tell us stuff, I guess. Yes. Okay. So then the question is like, oh my gosh, like why do we have to pay AI camp to learn all this? Like, if this is all free, what do you think? Raise your hand and then call your name. Okay. Raise your hand. You can you raise on the screen, you know, and I can call your name. Arthur. Welcome, Arthur.
All right, hello. Yeah, well, ChatGPT can give you some very good guidance for starting, and can definitely give you some good scripts for the start, just like this one here. It does lack when you actually ask it more questions because it's simply regurgitating information from the internet. So when you ask it to say, what does this do? Or how can I do this specifically? It can probably give you an answer, but it might not be right or correct. And so this is why we need humans.
Right. Okay. Let's give Arthur a round of applause. That's a good answer, right? That's a good answer, right? That is, asking a teacher like this doesn't mean that you understand it, right? You still need to double check, you know, online with documentations and try to understand it. That's a good answer. But to me, another good answer here is that when you are learning things, I think it's a social activity. I think it's very important that we go together with a team, right? You go fast by yourself, but you won't go far unless you go with a team. So it's really, really important, right, for you to actually learn with a group of people. Okay, do I make myself clear? Right, go with a group of people, collaborate with people, right? Because ultimately we all need each other. Okay, that's the first thing. Now the second thing here, if this is a very knowledgeable teacher, but when you think about it, is this the form that you are learning right now at school? How do you learn at school? By listening to a teacher in a classroom, by taking quizzes, right? By reading textbooks, right? But I wanted to let you know, you can supplement your learning with the internet or with the most advanced AI tools. And this will open the world as if the world is your oyster now. Any topic you want to learn, you can go with it. Do you see the advantage you have? Because everyone else will climb the path that someone set up for them. But for you, you'd be like, you know, I'm really interested in learning about AI. I really want to learn about that. And I can, for example, learning by Googling, learning by reading, learning by interacting with AI, learning most importantly by building. So if today, at the end of the time, you'd be like, you know what, I'm actually not interested in joining AI camp, that's completely okay. But I hope that you take this message with you, right? That is, learning does not restrict to the textbooks that you're reading. You should actually build upon the things that you're most interested and passionate about, continue to learn those subjects, and build things with people. If you can remember that, you will essentially supercharge your growth and no one can see the end of it. Okay? All right, truth or false, truth or false. Have you guys come to our website, click this link? Have you used the software? Use the software, register, apply scholarship. Have you used that? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Most of them, yes. All right. Truth or false? This program itself was written mostly by middle and high school students. Okay. I mean, we do have one person, who's very special, went to college and with us. Okay. Truth or false? Okay. Okay. Most people are saying it's true. Okay. And do you think this software here has brought in about 20,000 people? 20,000 people in the 6 months alone. Do you think that's true or false? Wow. Okay. Most people saying that's true. Okay. I don't know. Maybe those questions are not tricky enough, but so here's the thing, right? Imagine you're being a middle school and high school students. You can create an application like such. This application is pretty complicated, right? It can register courses for you. You can apply for a scholarship. You can pay the courses. You can ask for a refund. You can ask for batch changes. All these complicated logic, the front end, the back end, the database, whatnot, these are established by our Team Tomorrow members who are best performers at AI Camp. Okay, so to connect to my first point, if you can learn things by going with a group of people and you're not restricted by your textbooks, then you can build something like this, enable, you can see a nationwide, a continental-wide audience to learning about artificial intelligence. I think as someone who's like 16-year-old, if you can achieve that, that's really, really, really impressive. Do you think that? Do you agree? Right? Because most professionals, right? If you take a company and say, I'm going to build this, you ask venture capitalists how much money we need. Well, we need to raise about $5 million. We need to hire someone who can architect the back end and the front end, all that shenanigans together. And each one of them is going to get to pay around at least base salary $200,000 per year, right? $200,000 per year. But this is done by middle school and high school students, meaning that the skills level, the soft skill level, they're at the par, right, with those professionals. To me, that's incredibly impressive, especially given the fact that they're not even going to college yet. When they go to college, they would learn how to learn. They know their profession or whatnot. Okay, I'm jumping way too ahead. I need to, pull myself back. But what do you think about this intro so far? Is this engaging or not? Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. Good, bad, what or not? Good. Okay, mostly good. Okay, then I'm safe. Okay, thank you. Cool. All right, so we're gonna kick this off, right? So we're AI Camp, and we founded about 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I graduated from. I went to Caltech. I did a bachelor degree there. And then I went to Stanford. I did a PhD there, all in physics, right? Natural sciences, physics. And after I graduated, I just felt like, wow, what should I do now, right? All of a sudden, I don't belong to any group. I don't belong to my, student group. My friends are leaving the area. I was just like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And I couldn't really figure out what I want to do, And keep in mind, I went to the best universities, right? I would be like, I'm going to rely on these experts, for my own education, as I go through this, right? I will know my future, right? But it turns out, no, I don't know about that. You're responsible for the directions that you go, right? And I see so much disconnection between our schools and our industries, and that's why we founded AI Camp itself. Okay, and so in the past year, for example, we taught 1,200 students about AI. You can see in this graph here, this is essentially where people are visiting us, right? We specialize in providing AI education to middle and high school students, but what we really focus on is actually opening doors for our students, right? So what does that mean? So I'm going to illustrate that a bit more. Okay. So I jumped through this a little bit. I gave you the live demo already. I asked you about ChatGPT, right? And I think this illustrates the fact that learning AI is really, really critical, right? No matter what your interests and aspirations are. And I want to introduce you Blake, who is our director of camp operations. Blake, can you talk about why, for example, like we should learning about AI, who are these people? What did they say about, AI itself?
Yeah, for sure. So before I jump into this, does anyone know who either of these two guys on the screen are? These two guys on the left? If you know, just put it in the Zoom chat. Yeah, Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft, and the bottom one here, his name is Jensen Huang, and he's the founder of NVIDIA. And as you can probably guess, with like what Microsoft and NVIDIA do, they both like put a lot of money and focus a lot on like building AI products. As you can tell with like the recent developments in Bing recently. So these guys definitely see the potential in incorporating AI into their products. I guess why that is because based on these like statistics on the right here, for 80% of the workforce, at least 10% of their tasks could be done by what you just saw. 10% of their tasks could be done by that Chat GPT application. And for 20% of the workforce, nearly 50% of their tasks could be done by Chat GPT. So we didn't really show you this, and we're not really saying this to scare everyone, to say like, oh, your job is going to be taken by Chat GPT in the next 2 years. We're more so showing you how you can use these tools with like Google and like Stack Overflow to supercharge your productivity and just turn yourself into like twice the professional that you would be like if you didn't have these tools. So for that reason, we really think it's important that you learn AI and get ahead while these tools are still pretty new, so you can just become the best version of yourself.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm gonna show you something. Okay. So just build upon what Blake just said. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to share my sound. Okay. So this is a demonstration of the most advanced AI, which is the GPT-4. Okay. And this is released, a couple of weeks ago. Like this thing can do text for you. So this is what's amazing. Okay. Just watch.
Copy paste it into the same conversation, so it has all the context of what we were just doing, and the GPT-4 blog. If you don't think that was insightful enough, please to applications. Ask you want, you can ask for turn the GPT-4 blog.
Oh no.
Open source for all, helping to guide answering the call.
What is the text code thing?
Next. In the meanwhile, while I'm waiting for our moderators to kind of borderline whether you want to count AI or not, but solutions, okay, getting a little more specific.
Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna give you the link for now. And because of time, we probably shouldn't really, watch this thing together. You can always watch that, on your own. But what this thing can do is, this demo was that, he has some, like he's basically tried to do text, right? And the text code, have you guys seen the text code, for federal government? That's like 56 pages, like documents, right? Like a really, really long document. So what they do is they take that text code, they put it into the AI and say, okay, here are the rules about, the federal tax, and here's my personal situation. Can you calculate based on this rule what my tax should be? As simple as that, right? And when you think about it, that's what a tax accountant does, right? So the AI really figured out what's the amount of tax this person actually owes. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. So when you think about it, the point I'm trying to make here, right, is to give you a live example of the 80% of folks, whatever they do, 10% of the task is impacted, right? And even for the 20% of workforce, nearly 50% tasks can be automated. Do you think that's scary? I found that to be really scary and confusing. And here's my question to you guys, right? You guys are the next generation. Do you think AI will stop here? Not close, right? Not close. Like what's really scary to me personally as a scientist, I did biophysics in my PhD. I felt like AI is evolving at a speed where, like ChatGPT was coming out like nearly 5 months ago, less than half a year ago. GPT-4 was a couple of weeks ago. These things, they're updating at the speed where we don't even know the consequence of it, right? Whereas type in the chat, how long does it take for your school to teach you about Java, for example, or about calculus, right? How long does it take? A year, right? Month, a year, something like that, right? So to me, we're seeing a huge change in the future, a huge change in the future. And the reason why you guys need to learn about AI is so that, number one, the best way to face fear itself is to understand it. The secondly, maybe you can be part of that transformation, right? As opposed to, for example, like, my job is affected by AI. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't understand it. I'm angry, right? So maybe be part of that transformation, okay? All right, cool. So I'm going to go on. But then the question is, how do you help us to do that, right? How do you help us to do that? So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk you through the 2 levels, the 2 summer camps that we're going to have in this summer. And this is what we're talking about, the summer camp, right? Level 1, if you don't have any coding experiences, I encourage you to join level 1. And this is a very simple 1-week course, right? Going from 10 to 3, 4 hours a day, completely online in a very small classroom. Imagine it's me with 6 students. With 6 students, I can have one-on-one conversations with all of you. And that's going to be very hands-on. You're all going to collaborate. You're all going to work together to create, for example, this game here. And the reason behind it, there are 2 things. Number 1, learn how to walk before you can run. Learn how to do coding before you can do AI. Learn how to gather data before you can do AI, right? And secondly, a really important factor here is that if you first expose something with great joy, it's likely you're going to continue, right? So we're not trying to burn you here with all the AI and shenanigans and, oh my gosh, I couldn't handle it. It's too much, right? This is only 1 week. You can create something that's fun, spark your interest in AI and technology. Okay. Is that clear to you guys for the level 1? Is that clear? Okay, good, good. Thank you. Thank you for typing in the chat. Thank you for giving me a thumbs up. Thank you for doing that. All right. Level 2. Level 2. What is level 2? Well, level 2 is building an AI product that people can actually use, like this one right here. Okay. So I always use this one as example because this is actually the first product AI Camp has ever built. Right now, there are hundreds, right? Close to thousands, products, but this one is the first one. And this one here can detect emotions in your face, right? And, here's the team who built it. Beatrice, Ari, Thomas, Clement, and Muti. Clement eventually went to Carnegie Mellon University, study statistics and machine learning. Muti went to work for Apple. Ari went to Army. Beatrice went to UCLA. Now she's combining AI with healthcare. Thomas is combining AI with mechanical engineering. He's at University of Rochester. This is a product, meaning that, hey, not only there's a website, right? This thing can work, right? So I'm going to upload, for example, like a person's face here, and we can try it, right? So for example, in this case, the AI detected emotion, right? Happy on the people's face. The 2 boxes, one of them should be eliminated. It's caused by code that I introduced, not by the students themselves. This thing here is called a confusion matrix, okay? Which is basically saying, okay, if the true label, right? If the true label is actually happy, what's the chance for the predicted label, which is predicted by the machines, will also say happy. So you can see, I know a happy face, about 80% of the time, we're going to do it right. So that's a confusion matrix, okay? And so these are the things you're going to learn, right, in our 3-week summer camp, okay, in our 3-week summer camp. Do you think this application is amazing, like kind of impressive for middle and high school students to build it? Type in the chat. Yeah. Okay. So you know what? Let's hear one of our students to talk about her experience learning at AI Camp. Cassidy, are you there?
Yes, I am here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, Cassidy, can you introduce yourself to our audience?
Okay. Oops. Hello, everybody. My name is Cassidy, and I am part of the Team Tomorrow program, and I did the 3-week summer camp last summer.
Mm-hmm. What did you build?
So my team, we made a California housing predictor based on data we found, which used machine learning. And so you could input your like statistics, like how many bedrooms and
Mhm.
like what location, and it would come up with the value of your house.
Nice. And what's your overall kind of like emotion experience and going through the camp? Can you walk us maybe like, from the beginning all the way to the end, maybe, weekly kind of thing?
Sure. So it started off the way the camp kind of starts, or how it started last year, was we all go into the Zoom together, and we can see all the teams, and we get kind of a rundown of what's going on for the day and like where we're expected to be. And then so on the first day, we all had to go in and find our teams and introduce ourselves and kind of get an idea of coding basics, mainly Python and Java. And so then then we all got together, introduced ourselves, and I remember being very nervous because some of the people on my team were quiet and then a lot were extroverted. So it was kind of a fun mix of people that I would not find myself with unless it was at this camp. But then we kind of got to know each other. And so not only was it like kind of coding, but it was working with our team. And so over the next like 3 weeks, we were working with our mentor, and he was very good. He knew what he was doing, and he, like, when we split up into teams and were working on tasks, he would come by, check on us, explain everything. So definitely great mentors.
Mhm.
And then at the end of the camp, we delivered a fully working product. And so I went from kind of hearing like what machine learning was to like knowing how it worked and making a full product. So I remember being super excited about that. And then
Mhm.
kind of kept going up the chain through AI camp, and it's been awesome the whole time.
Mhm. So during that whole period, like, did you feel like, for example, like, you were doing this online? Was that a hurdle? Was that difficult? Was that like, enabled, like made the whole thing less engaging? Like, what do you think?
Uh, I would say not really. It definitely is like a different experience.
Mhm.
There was an hour in between, like for lunch, so we weren't sitting there the whole day.
Right, right.
And then, I mean, we all just kept our cameras on, our mics unmuted. It's kind of what you make of it, so you want to stay engaged.
Mhm. Were you surprised at the end of the 3 week? You guys were able to come up with a product together?
Yeah, to be honest, when I signed up, I knew it was teaching about coding. I didn't know what product we would make.
Right. And this is your ideas, right? Like your guys' idea.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Mhm.
yeah, it was awesome.
Cool. Well, can we give Cassidy a round of applause? Thank you for sharing your experiences with us. So
Thank
just
you for
highlight.
having me.
Oh, no problem. Thank you so much. Yeah. The other thing I want to tell you guys, Cassidy has been also working for AI Camp in the past a few months, and she and her team actually deployed a marketing software, for AI Camp, like open source software for AI Camp. It's called Urxy. Whereas right now our solution is called HubSpot. And they charge us about like $4,300 a month right now for that software. And so Cassidy and her team essentially were able to save us close to $50,000 per year by deploying that software for us. And that database has hundreds of thousands of educators contact, some of our students and parents contact, and it's the place where we are communicate with our customers. So thank you, Cassidy, for participating in the summer camp, for working and for contributing at AI camp. Thank you very much. Yeah. I think this highlights a few things, guys. First of all, this is not going to be your typical experience, right? You guys already typed in. I asked, you guys, like, how long does it take for your school to introduce Python to you? And you're like, about a year, right? Or about like, a couple months. Cassidy, how long did we, introduce Python to you?
Like within the first 3 days.
Within the first 3 days, right?
Yeah,
So
we went
you have
over
a
it
couple
the
days.
first day.
Yeah. So be ready for the summer. That is, you're gonna feel like you're drinking from a fire hose. Okay, compared to your normal educational experiences. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff, you're going to get through, and making sure during that period of time, right, you don't have anything else going on, so that you can free your mental space, your energy, right, so that you can focus on creating some of the most amazing AI products. Okay. And if you have questions, guys, I know I can be vague. If you have questions, right, send in the chat. Okay. Send in the chat. We have people here to help. Okay, level 2, right? So we started with this program with level 2. It's our flagship. If you know some programming, I definitely encourage you to join this program. This, again, 3 weeks long, right? 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. online, 6 students per instructor. Now you know the gist. You don't need any special equipment, right? You only need a desktop, a computer that has a camera, that has a browser. That's all that you need, right? Maybe Zoom, right? And Zoom, yeah, for sure, yeah. So you just need those things, okay? You don't need like a GPU, a fancy GPU to train deep learning neural network. We provide that for you, okay? We'll provide that for you. Okay, you heard, for example, Cassidy is a Team Tomorrow program. So Team Tomorrow is basically our really gifted students working as interns for different companies, okay? So if you perform really well, right? You perform really well on level 2, your instructors will recommend you to be a Team Tomorrow member, okay? And what do you mean by perform well? Well, number 1, it's really about collaborating, working with others. You know the stuff, lead others, teach others, right? You don't know the stuff, contribute to the best degree you can, learning as much as you can, participate in the conversation as much as you can, okay? Is that clear to you guys? Okay. Do you guys think Team Tomorrow is a good name? Yeah. Elizabeth was like, yes, that was a good one. All right, cool. Glad you like it. Okay. All right, then. Why do we need to make AI products? What's the point of it? Like I'm at a school, I'm listening some lecture, I'm doing some quiz, I call it a day, and that's it, right? I got a B, C, D, I got a score, right? Isn't that cool? I don't want to say bad words about school, but okay, that's not cool. To me, that's not cool. Okay. I think the best way to learn is to unleash your own passion, build something that you truly want to build, right? And then learning through that. Anyone want to learn? Anyone want to go through a quiz? Type in the chat. Do you want to go through a quiz? There are people saying, yes, I want to go through a quiz. No. I expect, anyone love doing exams at school? That's my question. Anyone love doing exams at school? Okay. All right. Good. Anyone has some ideas that you want to build? Do you want to build something like an AI, whatever you can imagine, right? Do you want to build stuff? See, everybody says yes, right? Why don't we use that passion, right, for you to learn stuff, right? That's very important. The third point I made already, learn like a professional, open the world, right, with your own superpower. You're no longer restricted by the textbook. You can learn online. You can learn, with AI. You can learn with the best, community. Blake will talk about that. And that's also like a really, really cool superpower you need to have, right? That will supercharge yourself ahead, okay? As opposed to running the race, someone designed for you, and you're gonna run that, and you're gonna be a good child, whatnot. At the end, you may have tons of student debt and not knowing what to do, right? That's not cool. Okay. The second point here, students gain career perspectives by making AI products, and people can work for top companies. Guys, I was a teenager before. I understand when I say about career perspectives, working for companies, you guys would be like, oh, give me a break, Mike. I'm not interested in that. I'm too young. I'm only 14. Okay. I get you. Okay. I was there. But put it this way, just in a few years, if you're 14, in 3 years, 4 years, you will face a decision. You're going to apply for colleges. You need to figure out what you're going to do, right? You need to figure out what you're going to do. What if you, like most people, or myself included, I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like my parents told me, think about it, but I don't know what to do. Right? As a matter of fact, like maybe I have some passion in something, but I don't even know that's right or not. However, what's facing in front of you, okay? Let's just say you're going to go to college, right? And 4 years of time, and they're going to charge you some tuition, and you'll spend 4 years there. First question I have for you guys, okay? How much does it cost to get a bachelor degree at Boston University? What do you think? Type in the chat, right? All the tuition, living expenses combined. What's the total figure? Okay, just write it down there. Okay, the people saying 40 grand per year, the people saying too much, the people saying 500K. You know what? The best resources is online. We can Google search that. We can find out, right? Here is the result. Cost of attendance. This is Boston University admissions, bu.edu, official, okay? Official. The total cost of attendance for 1 year is $86,000. This is what they wrote on the website. Okay, $86,000 multiplied by 4. How much is that? How much is that? I don't know about you. I'm a parent. You know, when I look at this number, I'd be like, there's no way my family can afford this. This is way too much. And what do you get out of it? Another statistics. Let me ask you another question. Stanford CS degree, Stanford CS, okay? Stanford CS. Let's say I got an admission letter. Hey, congratulations. You got into Stanford computer science degree. Hooray! Okay, and then 18 months after my graduation, right? You have 100 people got that admission letter. And then you look at 18 months after their graduation, supposed to be graduated, 18 months after. What's the percentage of them they actually have a job at hand? What do you think? Stanford, best of the best. What's the percentage? What do you think? Okay, this time around, you guys are much more pessimistic than needs to be. It's 40-something%, 48%, less than half. Less than half. Okay, but think about this a little bit, right? Think about this a little bit. We just spent north of $400,000, $400,000, $500,000, right? And then the chance you're gonna get a job is less than half. It's almost like you see there's a car, like a Ferrari in parking in the dealership. You're like, hey, that's a great looking car. Everybody, seems to love it, right? Stanford, it's a Ferrari. I would love to have it. And you say, okay, how much is it? Well, it's $400,000. Can test drive it? No, you can't, because it happens 4 years later. Is it going to work though? Can it actually drive? No, half the time it can drive. Less than half the time it can drive. Do you think you're going to spend $400,000 and buy that vehicle? Any sane people would be like, that's a crazy deal. That's a deal that's going to get myself into trouble, isn't it? That's called a financial ruin, isn't it? Right? No one's going to do that. But when you look around, you guys, people are routinely making those decisions. Routinely, because that's what we're supposed to do. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. I need to calm down a little bit. Okay. So what are we trying to do here? At the end of the day, guys, is for you to make AI products like such. Because when you make AI products like such, you're going to have to design it, isn't it? You're going to have to code it. You're going to have to learn what's the front end, what's the back end. How do you communicate? How do you get stuff done? How do you convince your boss you actually did something? Right? How to learn. Inevitably, you can get to experience as a professional, as a designer, as a data scientist, as a front engineer, as a backend engineer. You can get to do those things. And then you can turn around and say, during that 3 week, I actually love working with data. Maybe data scientist is a potential career for me. What is AI? AI is nothing but using data to make decisions. When you to figure out your future, you got to use data to figure out your future directions. You heard so many different advices. Use your passion or do something that people want. But you know what? They're all just data points. your passion? What are your personal preferences? That should definitely be a data point. How much your job, what does it do every day? That should be a data point. How much it cost, how much it costs to actually get a degree so that it can be competitive and people can look at your resume? That should be a data point. How much money this thing's gonna make? That should be a data point. When you have all that data points together, then you can make informed decisions how you should actually plan your future. That is the value of AI Camp. Okay, that is the value of AI Camp. Technology, they always change, right? Yesterday was the internet, right? And then it was like mobile, and then it was like crypto, and today is AI. Is AI gonna go away? I don't think so. Is technology gonna go away? I don't think so. But here's the thing though. As educators, our mission is to open doors for you. Our mission is not to say, we're going to teach you everything from A to Z, and you can memorize those things, you can get an A+ in your exam. No. The problem with education is everything seems to work, but at the end of the day, when it comes to the real deal, it doesn't work, right? We have students actually go and working for companies, guys. Be those guys. Create your future like that, okay? If you walk away today, right, and you remember what an AI Camp is, we open doors for our students. Just remember that. Okay. All right. So we're a community of practice. I know I dragged this thing way too long. Blake, can you take this over and talk about community?
Yeah, sure. So as Mike just emphasized, AI Camp really isn't a typical summer camp where you come get your certificate and we send you on your way. When I think of AI Camp, I don't really think of the camp as much as I think of like the community of practice that we're trying to build, using the camps as a method to build it. So whether you've heard of this term before or you are using Google or ChatGPT, can someone look up the term community of practice and then put the definition in the Zoom chat? And then we can see what you guys come up with. We'll give it a sec. Just the term community of practice. Okay, Dev, thank you. So a community of practice, it's a group of people who share a concern or a passion for something. So Mike, can you go to the next slide?
Yeah.
So yeah, community practice is a group of people who are all aligned to achieve a common goal. That's my understanding of the term community practice. And at AI Camp, our goal in our community practice is to elevate our students or you all to become leaders in technology, whether that's AI developers, software developers, data scientists, anything you can think of. And I want to bring attention to this phrase here. We really abide by this phrase at AI Camp. We're the average of the 5 people around us. So basically that means we trust ourselves and trust you all to serve as role models in our community. So imagine like the 5 people closest to you. It's like your parents, your grandparents, your friends, the 5 people you spend the most time with. Your personality traits and like the habits you adopt is going to probably be some combination of how those people are. So really you want to surround yourself with like the best people to elevate you to become the best possible version of yourself. In an AI camp, we have like a lot of people that are doing really cool stuff. And that just shows like what a profound impact we have on our community members. So like one of our community members, his name is Samuel Hilbert. He's actually the product manager for the website that you guys use to register for your courses. He's actually this website. He's actually going to Princeton University in the fall. And whether he's studying computer science or not, that he's still going to Princeton University, which is like one of the most prestigious colleges in the world. He wrote about his experiences at AI Camp in his admission letter, or not his admit, but his his essays that he used to get into Princeton. So I think that like we had a profound impact on like his journey and like where he's headed next. So that's kind of like the piece of data like that we use to show like the impact that AI Camp has on members of our community.
I'm sorry about the Discord ping. There's just nonstop stuff like happening in Discord. Yeah, sorry about that. All right, thank you, Blake. Can we give Blake a round of applause? Thank you for talking about the community practice. Yeah, thank you for that. One thing that we do, guys, we cheer for each other a lot. Okay, so get used to that. Once you join AI Camp, you will find yourself like clapping, to a computer screen, but it actually matters a lot. Okay, cool. So program overview. We talked about level 1 and level 2, right? Those are the summer camp. Those are the gateway to our community. This is not, for example, right, owning a summer camp. This goes way beyond that. We have students, for example, stay with us for years. Back in 2020, for example, we had the first session where it was online, right? Today, I'm talking to this person. He's Alex Z. And I can share my screen on that. This is Alex Z. He's actually joined us in 2020, okay, 2020. And he has been a community member, 3 or 4 years. And he has, for example, architected the course registration software, the front end. Right now, we're sending him to another contract that we have with the biggest DAO network. So these are Web3 stuff. And he's going to be there as a leading engineer to build projects for that community. Yeah. So anyway. Okay. So level 1, level 2, those are the gateway, right, to our community. Those are summer camp. Those are the ones you sign up, right? Level 3 and level 4, those are essentially for you to learn professional ways of doing things, whether it's professional practices, professional skills, right? That's where you're going to learn those things. Level 4, by the way, invitation only. Again, I said, if you perform really well level 2, you will be recommended to level 4, invited to level 4. Okay, and that's happening right after summer camp. Level 5, Team Tomorrow, right? Like we all love that name. And this is essentially for people who are very gifted, they get trained already, they get a paid internship at companies. Fusion Fund. So this fund itself is a venture capital fund. They just raised another, fund 3, about $100 million. And you can see they have Lyft, they have, self-driving vehicles, they have Mojo Vision, which is basically using contact lens. They have screens on top of it. Grab Market, healthcare. I don't know too much about that, but enterprise AI, and these are different AI companies. And the partner is like, Mike, we need AI talent. Can we partnership with you so that you can send your students working for those companies, right? Raise of hand. Anybody want to get an internship? I want to get an internship. If I'm at your age, I'd be willing to go, right? So perform well, learning at level 2, perform well, right? And then you can go into those companies or working for AI Camp, right? And really beef your resume up, learning about the future. Don't get into student debt, right? Those are messages that we want you to hear. Okay. Naturally, we're top rated AI program worldwide. We're very proud of what we did. We have over 290 reviews. If you have not, see this, right? Just search, AI Camp reviews, Trustpilot, which is the place where you can manipulate any, reviews. 290 reviews, people rated us 4.8 out of 5. You know what are we good at? We're very good at teach you guys how to do coding, how to build stuff, how to plan your future. You know what we're not good at? We're not good at marketing and sales. We're not good at that, okay? You got in here because, maybe there's a scholarship, whatnot. You're going to feel like we're tricking you. You know what? I'm sorry for that. We just don't know how to do it, okay? What we know, however, is building a great experience for you. That's what we know, okay? And every day, and this is, again, it's driven by data, because every single day, we ask our students, hey, what do you think about AI Camp? What do you think about your experience? People would be like, oh, 5, that's awesome. Or 4, it's like, okay. 3 is like, and 2 and 1 is like, I'm out of here, right? I don't like it. So you can see most people rated us 4 or 5. Sometimes they will rate us 3 or 2 or 1, right? When that happens, we actually have standing by instructors, standing by teaching assistants who are essentially our Team Tomorrow members. They would go and do one-on-one with you. At the end of the camp, 15 days or 7 days, whatnot, your rating universally almost is going to be 5 out of 5. And it's always a bittersweet day. Bittersweet because it's sweet. You made a product. You never thought it was possible. You can learn Python in 3 days. You can build a product with this kind of speed. That's actually the normal learning rate, right? But you were constrained by the system. But you did that. But then it's also bitter because you're like, oh, this thing is over now. I'm sad that I just built my friendship and now they're leaving, right? But you know what? Again, AI Camp is a community. Stay with us, right? Stay with us. Engage in the community. Hackathons, whatnot. Monthly seminars, whatnot. Industry experts coming here and talk to you guys, whatnot. Enjoy that. Participate in that. Okay. Who are the ones teaching it? Who are the ones teaching it? These are folks went to the best universities or best companies in the world. For example, Logan, I think he's from University of Texas, UT Austin, at Austin. And then he eventually got a job at Google. But these are essentially college students who we identify as the best ones. And they went through, rounds of interview. They went through coding exercises. When we identify who are the best, we take them under our wings. We train them, breathing in, our methodologies, changing their perspective about their career. You guys saw Blake, right? Blake essentially come from that area, right? Blake, can you talk about maybe I never heard about it. Can you talk about like your teaching experience and how does the AI Camp change your perspective of your learning?
Yeah. So during the summer, I taught natural language processing and also like our 1 week data science course. And I don't really remember teaching. The thing I remember most about teaching is like just, I guess, hanging out with my like students. Because like whenever we would finish our project early, we would play games with each other and like get to know each other more. So I remember like the aspect I remember most about teaching is like the relationships and I guess friendships that I made with some of my students. So I'd say like that's like one of the big selling points of it is that your instructor isn't just there to like teach you stuff, even though they're really knowledgeable in like machine learning and data science and stuff, but they're also like really personable as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna go forward. Okay, I'm gonna actually ask another TT member to speak detail, like just hang on a minute. I'll call your name, okay? All right, so we're gonna talk about money. Why do we need money? Because we need to pay our instructors. We need to pay, we need, creating the curriculum. We need to get all the software together. We need to make sure that you have a computational hardware in order to make your AI stuff. So this tuition was what's basically enable us to run this. And funny enough, eventually, remember the paid internship, we basically give the money back to you. So a lot of you probably made more money by joining us eventually. So that's funny. We think this is a small investment for a brighter future. Okay, even though it may perceive, oh my gosh, it's a summer camp, why so expensive? But we don't think, for example, the value, when you consider the value you were providing, we think it's very, very reasonable. And this is a fully refundable program, right? Meaning that, before May 8th, you can go to the dashboard itself, just at aicamp.org, click register for AI courses, right? You can do that in the dashboard itself. You can click on a link, right? And you can get a refund. Also, we understand situations, sometimes they change. So you can, for example, ask for batch change. Also do that at aicamp.org. Okay. So the early bird, still applies right now. So if you look at early bird, L1 is $749, L2 is $1949. Okay, $1949. All right. Okay. So the interest in learning AI is all-time high. So what you see here, this is a data dashboard putting together by our Team Tomorrow members. This data dashboard here shows that in the past 6 months alone, about 11,000, close to 12,000 students registered an account with us. Parents close to 10,000, right? I'm going to invite Aditya. Aditya, can you talk about what you did at AI Camp and what's your experience as a Team Tomorrow member?
Hi, I'm Aditya. So I took the 3-week course like Cassidy last year during summer. I did computer vision, and our project was essentially you would give us an image and we would tell you what animals in the picture. Essentially, and after that, I went on to the incubator where I worked on a different project, text to NFT. That was a really fun project, great experience. I learned a lot of new things about especially in backend. I learned a lot about how to use like Node.js, and I got a lot of great experiences. And then now with Team Tomorrow, I'm learning how to kind of port courses over. So, and learning how to use even more platforms and a lot of troubleshooting, writing. I'm on the team with Blake making the curriculum for summer. So it's been really fun. Blake's been great. Always there. It's just been an amazing experience, and I have no regret taking up this opportunity.
Can I ask you a hypothetical question? So let's just say you roll back in time, you did not join AI Camp. What would the path look like, and how it's going to be different from like, what you did so far?
I mean, I'm not sure. I wouldn't have all this experience. So it really just the lack of experience and the lack of added knowledge that I gained from this.
Yeah, it's the community around you, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, cool. All right, can we give Aditya a round of applause? Thank you for sharing your experiences. Okay. Right, because of time, I have to move on. I only have a couple minutes left. All right, scholarships. We gave $1 million scholarships so far, and 1 in 10 participants get a full scholarship. Partial scholarship, we also give a lot. L1, which reduce basically the price to $5.99, L2 to $15.49. Your scholarship will expire a week from today. So if you need to take advantage of it, you need to do that. Okay. And one final thing, I guess, Jackson, are you here? Jackson?
Hello? Yep.
Hey, yeah. Can you introduce yourself and maybe share your screen and walk people through how they can apply scholarship to their account?
For sure. Hello, everyone. My name's Jackson. I've been working here at AI Camp for about 3 years at this point. I'm the team lead of the team that actually made the course registration software you've all been using. And yeah, I'll quickly show you how you can go ahead and apply your scholarship. Cool. All right. So if you go ahead and log into your dashboard, if you have received a scholarship, you should see something like this appear in the dashboard. It'll say partial if you got a partial, full scholarship if you got a full, and then you can go ahead and click claim scholarship and then go sign up with a course. Let's say I wanted to do the 3-week summer camp. I want to do batch D. That sounds good. And then I want to do PST. You can see in the left side, there's this partial scholarship, apply scholarships box. I can click that box and then go ahead and pay the full tuition at a discounted price. Now, if you have already reserved a spot for the 3-week course, you may notice that you were generated an invoice. In the case that you received a scholarship after after purchasing the deposit, your invoice will have been automatically updated with the correct price. So essentially, no matter what happens, you should be receiving the full discount of your scholarship. And if that's not the case, feel free to reach out to us and we'll get you sorted out ASAP. But essentially, that's how it works. And yeah, let us know if you have any issues or questions.
Yep. Cool. Let's give Jackson a round of applause. Thank you for being mentor, for all of us. Thank you for making software, solving, bugs, and endure and tolerate, my craziness. Sometimes I have unreasonable feature requests. Thank you for that. By the way, guys, Jackson has been with us for 3 years. Really, AI Camp cannot get to what it is today without his contribution. He first joined as a student, right? And first couple of meetings, I was like, how are you so knowledgeable with web development? And I put him aside together with David King. These two guys were the first two Team Tomorrow members. The first two, yeah, because they worked out, and then we're like, maybe we can hire more of our students to help us. So till this day, we hired close to like 70 students, working for us or working for companies. Yeah. So thank you, Jackson. Okay. So I got a final slide here. How to secure a chance to participate. As you can see, we have tens of thousands of students who are actually interested in our program. You really need to select the course and the batch as soon as you possibly can, right? You don't do that, then what happens is maybe the batch will become, you can join this year, maybe you have to do that next year. We're ultimately constrained by how many good instructors we can find, right? And if you reserved it, just bear in mind, April 15th is the last day to pay the invoice, okay? And I guess Jackson has already demoed it, that's good. Just to give you an overview, right? I think there's a couple points you want to probably take it with your heart when you walk away from this whole thing. Number one, do not restrict yourself learning by just reading textbooks or whatever your teacher is teaching you. Build up your interest, right? Build up on what you want to make and learn all these things online or using AI, whatever. Secondly, you don't go far, by yourself. You go far by go with a team. So go and find like-minded people. Go and find those people, have conversations with them, build your friendship, build something together. That's the best way to learn. Number three, use data to make decisions. Do not, for example, get into some kind of university you think you're going to make, you're going to be great, have a great outcome out of it. Your future is at your own hands. Really think about how to use data to make great decisions. Write down those data. If I were you, I would have a spreadsheet, different careers I want and different data points I want to collect. And by the way, we're going to teach you that, during the summer camp. Overall, do you need the AI camp for sure? You don't need the AI camp for sure. But are we going to be excited to take you through this journey? Yes, we are, right? So with that, I'm going to close it. If you have any questions, let me know, right? You can ask in the chat and I can answer some of that. But we're running out of time, right? So we're running over time. So if you have questions, just ask. Is there class in weekends? No, there are no classes in weekends. If you don't have any questions, feel free to leave now. As I said, I'd be recommending reserve your things right away because you can see a lot of people here might be interested. They might take away the seats that you may want, right? So making sure you reserve right away. Is this recording will be sent? Yes. You can contact us with follow-up questions. Just send us email at hello@ai-camp.org. No problem, guys. No problem. Thank you. Thank you. We don't have any 2-week summer camp. There's only 1 week or 3 weeks. We do not think you can visit China and take our summer course at the same time. That would be too crazy. We use Python, we use HTML, we use JavaScript. We don't use just Java. You cannot do level 3 without doing level 2. Do not join level 2 without coding experience. You're going to be burned. Scholarship is due next week. You got to make sure you do it. If you don't do it, don't do it. That's going to expire. The dates has already been decided. Full scholarship, any financial aid, we have free resources for you, so you can use that. Just email us. We're going to email you that. You just need to know a little bit about coding experiences to join level 2. Stay at your home. You don't need to come to the state. You don't need to come to San Francisco. What Python course you're going to take for level 2, you don't need to worry about that. You're going to be okay. Level 2, you just need a little bit of coding experience. You're going to be fine. The early bird and the partial, they don't come together. Okay. So, we would be out of business if we do that. The internships are actually for companies within the North America. Visual Basic would work. Dev, yes, you can join level 2 if you have Java for 1.5 years. Wait, hold on. Why can... So the scholarship has already been decided. You can't apply for full anymore. In the 6 student group, it's not, for example, we're gonna have to have a team tomorrow recommended within the 6-person group, but it's more like multiple people can be, recommended. There's just a bar. The coding, lots of coding is gonna done in Replit.com, yes. You will be assigned in a group that's similar age and similar background with you, but it ain't necessarily gonna be your friends. We can't guarantee that. You don't need to know Java for level 2, but if you know Java, that would be helpful. Full scholarship cannot be used for the next year. You can only use it this summer, and that's it. I do recommend you take, for example, 1 course first during the summer. Don't take more than 1 because it's just too much. As I said, you can't be guaranteeing, we want to guarantee you're going to be with your friends. There are still 100 people here. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Why don't we, is there any way we can let you guys to unmute yourself?
I just made it possible.
Okay, you guys can unmute yourself. So what's the likelihood of becoming intern after AI camp? So last year we had 700, 800 students and 40 become intern. You can get a full scholarship, after you get a partial, it's already decided. We can't go back to our decision. How many people in each group? 6. Mason, what is the website? You don't know what website is? ai-camp.org, please. Scholarship is, I can put it in the link there. It's ai-camp.org/scholarship. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine, man. Can I take another course now to join level 2 in the summer? I would say learning about Python, yeah. So the early bird, so right now it's still early bird. You can still do the early bird. What experience do you need to become an intern? Well, you have to really perform well. So that means basically take what we just said, learning and building projects to the heart and building a lot of things and working with people. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna answer more questions in the chat anymore. If you have more questions, send to hello@ai-camp.org. Okay, that's where we're gonna help you. Okay, send that information there. I'm not gonna answer more questions here now. What I'm gonna do instead, I'm gonna stop recording.